Okay, dokie, people.
How we doing?
How you darn? Welcome in. Hopefully, you're having an absolutely fantastic day and you're ready for it to get absolutely better. What's up, Macy? We see you are resident countdown expert. 85 days until the NFL kickoff. TX says 85 days. What am I gonna do? It'll go so quick.
Oh yeah,
It'll
no
go
question
so
about
quick.
it. In a blink of an eye.
I agree. What's up, Gator? Welcome in. Styles, welcome in. What's
How
up,
we doing?
Brizzleton? He says, I thought hurricane season was over. Was there some hurricane that happened recently?
Well, hurricane season normally doesn't start until August, no? In good old flow rider, but excuse me, I have no idea what he's talking about.
What's up, Sparrow? Welcome in.
What's happening, brother?
All right, I wanted to try something different to start a stream. And I just want to try and see what you guys think of this open to a stream and if you enjoy this exercise or not. But I'm thinking about calling it Who Would You Rather? Okay, Who Would You Rather? And what we're doing is essentially we're going to the Flock Fantasy community rankings. We're going to refresh the page, and it's going to ask us to make a very difficult question. Now, on the Dynasty stream, we'll look at like some Dynasty questions for this. But on this stream, Best Ball is where you're going to find like our redraft rankings at this point. So I want to see how many difficult questions we can answer right now. The first one, I actually don't even know who these people are. I know who Anthony Gold is, but I do not know who the next person is. So let's try and get some more
Dante
relevant
Miller
players.
is on the Giants, brother. Come on.
How about this? Who would you rather? Best Ball format.
Easy.
Bucky Irving or
Easy.
KJ Osborne?
I'll take Bucky.
I do think Bucky as well. KJ's in a room it feels like quite crowded. I could see him separating himself and playing a role. But the thing with Bucky is if Rachaad White goes down, it feels like he's the guy to kind of step in, like the automatically number two. Do you agree?
Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree. Like I say, KJ Osborne. Crowded room in New England right now, and Baker, Polk, Douglas. They got Juju over there. Tyquan Thornton. No, thank you.
Who would you rather, Isaac Correndo or Trey Lance? Best Ball. This is interesting because I feel like if Christian McCaffrey went down, as much as I love Isaac, I don't think he's the automatic person to step in. But if Dak went down, I think Lance, with what he does on the ground, I think he could be the play here in a Best Ball league.
Yeah, I think it really comes down to injury here, and I think in a Best Ball, I think the higher upside is Trey Lance. It feels like when you think of a points per game or what he can potentially be scoring. But yeah, I don't think Isaac is instantly going to be the starter.
Yeah. In Dynasty, I think I prefer Isaac. It's very close, but in Best Ball, that's tougher. I think we're both going to go Ray Davis pretty easily on that one. Let me try and find a juicy one. Javon Baker, Deuce Vaughn. I think we'd all go Javon Baker. I could be wrong there. Let me know if you guys see that differently. Taj Washington, Hendon Hooker. Does it really matter? Let's see. Let's get some interesting ones. Treylon Burks or Dameon Pierce? I think Dameon Pierce is the answer.
Yeah, I'll take Dameon Pierce because if Joe Money Bass goes down.
Yeah, I agree. Another one. Treylon Burks or K. Dotton. I think we would both go K. Dotton there. Jordan Travis or K. Dotton. Probably K. Dotton.
Yeah, it'd probably be K. Dotton there. I don't see Travis getting. Was he with the Jets?
No. Yeah. He's the backup there. All right. Finally, I think this is probably the most interesting one so far. Antonio Gibson or Rico Dowdle.
I'll take Rico.
Ball. You're going Rico? No questions asked? Not even thinking about it?
Rico, no questions asked. I think we have... I think he steps into an opportunity, brother. I really do. I think Ramondre Stevenson, hypothetically, with all this contract extension looming around, if that is true, which kind of means that they believe Ramondre Stevenson in his utilization and to be on the ground and in the air. Antonio Gibson, I think, is just a back that they didn't have last year when he went down, right? Like he's been the guy that can take all the carries, but also get all the opportunity in the air. So if Ramondre Stevenson goes down, sure, Antonio Gibson is exciting, but I think right now in a vacuum, Rico is the more exciting player.
If Ramondre and Zeke go down, I think Rico pretty easily. But I do think in PPR formats, Gibson's going to have potentially more standalone value than a Rico Dowdle. But if we're shooting for upside here, I do think Rico is probably
my thing is, I'm not necessarily sure what Rico has done in a college standpoint in the air. Like, does he have history of catching, like pass catching opportunities in the past. Like I have no
That's a good
idea what
question.
Rico has done. Because if you're telling me like Rico has had like a, a 40 to 50 target year in college, okay. I
Sure.
think that could translate in the next level because I think Zeke is an older guy,
Yeah.
obviously. But
All right, last
Honestly-
question, and then we'll get to a mock draft. Drake May or Zach Charbonnet? Best ball, not dynasty, redraft, season-long format. Drake May or Zach Charbonnet in a best ball format?
we'll take Drake May.
Drake May?
Yeah, Drake May or Zach Charbonnet. Yes, in the best ball format, I'll take him.
I think you go Charbonnet because the overwhelmingly odds are that Drake May is not a difference maker at quarterback this year. But if Ken Walker goes down, I think we both have said this many times that Charbonnet is a must play every week. So to me, I think the range of outcomes here, there's a higher ceiling for Zach Charbonnet. I wonder what the community thinks about this, though. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. But
I think it can definitely be a conversation with Zach Charbonnet, but I think if Drake May does become the guy that we hope him to be, I think we would want him. No?
I love Drake May. I don't have very high expectations this year. I'm not expecting
fair.
like a CJ Stroud season. I'm expecting a little bit of an up and down year. Whereas I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that if Ken Walker goes down, Charbonnet could, have some incredible weeks. But what's up, Darth? Welcome in. Brizzleton's here. Sparrow's here. We love you. Thanks for hanging out with us. We are going to
How
do
we
a mock
doing?
draft today. Do us a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button as the stream starts. How can people join today's mock draft should they so want to? Badaki.
Yeah, guys, join our Discord. That link is in the description. That link is going to be in the chat as well. Once you join our Discord, all you have to do is go to the Fantasyland tab with the orange footballs, then go to content releases. That's exactly how you can join each and every mock draft there. And I'll put that link in the chat here. So join that Discord. Once again, go to the Fantasyland tab with the orange footballs, content releases. And I'll send that link out. I think I actually no, I didn't close it. All right, I have a spot here. Once again, content releases, and I'm sending that link out here in 3, 2, 1. There you go.
And as you send that out, I'm going to let our community know by tagging them.
Yeah.
Mock draft with us. And, oh, wow, that filled up pretty quickly.
GG's.
That's, wow, I mean, there's not that many people watching, about 20 watching, and it filled up that quick. That's surprising.
People just went. There's still one more spot. I see. 11. Unless it's glitched on my screen. Let me just refresh. No, there's still one more spot.
Okay.
There you go. Tex Cajun. Got it.
All right, so we are goods to go. Let's get on the same page here, though, before we start this mock draft. This is a one quarterback PPR Titan Premium redraft league, right? So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get this thing popping here in 3, 2, 1.
All right. Let's see. Where Rico.
CMC goes at the 101. We got CD Lamb at the 102. No surprise there. Pretty chalked. What we expect. Tyreek Hill at the 103. Feels like there's a consensus top 4. Okay, never mind. So we do get Justin Jefferson before Jamar Chase. I thought it was consensus to have Chase ahead of Jefferson as kind of like this consensus top 4. But Darth is saying, nope, give me Justin Jefferson, brother.
Yeah, JJ. I mean, I think that once again, I always think there's conversation around Justin Jefferson. Why not take him potentially at that 105 range? Well, I guess he went 104, but you get what I'm saying. That 105 type of range here. I'm on the clock here. And for me, it's gonna be sheesh.
I still have 2 wide receivers.
I'm gonna take him on right here.
That I have Amon-Ra and Jamar Chase ahead of Justin Jefferson in my personal rankings at this point. I just think they are safer plays with just as much upside, considering the quarterback play.
Yeah.
So Bijan goes 1 pick ahead of me. That's sad, and you know why. Video coming out soon
Mm-hmm.
The community will find out why. I really want a Bijan there, but I think I'm going to go Baris here. There are, I would say, 5 running backs I would consider anchor RB candidates. Christian McCaffrey is clearly 1. Bijan is clearly 2. Baris is 3. And then Gibbs and Saquon would be 4 and 5 for me as those
I agree.
anchor RBs you can start in round 1 and then hit wide receivers afterwards. So
Yeah,
let's
no
see
question there.
what anchor RB strategy looks like for me here at the 108.
I agree there. Son said, is there quarterback question why Chase is ahead of Jefferson? I think so. I think a lot of people aren't, and I've said this multiple times, I think a lot of people are hesitant on Justin Jefferson just based off of this rookie quarterback. We know Joe Burrow can support fantasy relevant wide receivers. We've seen it. We just haven't seen these guys healthy on the same field for a whole season, which has been pretty frustrating. And we've seen the significant, or I wouldn't say significant, but you saw the down tier of fantasy points per game that you saw with Justin Jefferson when he was with this quarterback carousel in the second half of the season there. So
yeah, it's not as if Justin Jefferson isn't going to be like a top 5 to 10 player this year. We definitely think that's the case. But if you look at since Justin Jefferson has been in the NFL, in splits with Kirk, he's averaging over 20 points per game. In splits without Kirk, which it's only a 6-game sample size, but he's more at 17 and a half points per game. That is not someone who will be in contention as wide receiver 1 outcomes. So I still think he's going to be fantastic. I just think Amon-Ra is a safer name. I think Chase has probably more upside this year. You can make a case that Jefferson is safer with what he's done his entire career. But I would say Chase has more upside. Amon-Ra is a little bit safer.
Yeah.
I do have Jefferson over Puka now as we kind of like tinker with our rankings. I think Cooper Kupp is going to play a larger role than
a bigger role
originally
I
anticipated.
agree as well. I agree, and I think he might be the value. I think a lot of people see Puka go in the first, but you can get Cooper Kupp in the 4th.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a guy who has, look, he may not be a top 5 wide receiver, but I think he can easily finish as a top 12.
We have to acknowledge that the range of outcomes are that Cooper Kupp and Puka could put up similar numbers, and that's a little bit scary. It's not like you're drafting Tyreek Hill and you're like, well, Waddle can do the same thing. No, that's not the case. In this scenario, there is an outcome in which Puka and Cooper score similar points. It's not like Tyreek and Waddle. It's not like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. There's a real outcome there.
Yeah, I completely agree there. So A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Puka, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Saquon Barkley. I'm really interested to see Selmo's construction here because I'm not against taking 2 running backs in the first round, especially if you are in a position like this. These top 5 guys, like Zach said, I think guys that are in contention to be these anchor RBs. If you can get 2 anchor RBs in Gibbs and Saquon at that turn, I'm not opposed of taking 2 of those players at the end of the first round there. So excited to see how that pans out.
Scribble says, wasn't those without Kirk numbers influenced by Sean Mannion's game? Of course, any quarterback that he's played without Kirk Cousins would influence the splits, but we have to realize there's no Kirk Cousins, right? Respectfully, tell me a time, and I think he'll be better this year because how much experience he has. Tell me a single time ever that you've been excited about a wide receiver attached to Sam Darnold. What is Sam Darnold's highest outcome at the wide receiver spot being a starter for a team? I think that would be interesting to look at. So yes, of course, any quarterback who's not Kirk Cousins is going to impact those splits. What's up, WG? Welcome in.
What's happening?
I really wanted London. This is where it gets really gross for me. I don't really like this area at all, if I'm honest with you. Garrett's gone. Marvin's gone. Ugh, this is disgusting. Can't believe I'm doing this. I think I'm taking Jonathan Taylor here. All right, we're going to go double hero RB. We'll see how this works out for us.
Okay. Do you feel more confident in? Well, I'll wait to see where he goes. I mean, if he falls to me, I think I'm going to take him.
Um,
But
yeah, go ahead.
that's what I guess I'll ask the question here later. Once this guy's off the board, don't want to influence
Michael
it
says
in any
Jefferson
way.
averaged 22.1 points per game last year without Cousins. Um, it's not true though. He averaged 18.8 points per game without Cousins in 2023. Unless you're telling me RotoViz, which is one of the most reliable sites for fantasy research, is inaccurate. Which maybe they are. Maybe they made a mistake, but
I thought you would go Travis Etienne.
I love Etienne.
That's why I would say, like, I thought you would have Etienne potentially ahead of Jonathan Taylor based off the situation. I know Anthony Richardson, the rushing upside, maybe taking away those rushing touchdowns potentially away from Jonathan Taylor. Travis Etienne's passing upside as well. Um, I have Etienne ahead at the moment of Jonathan Taylor just by one spot. They're just flip flop. I think they're willing. They can go in the same tier.
I'd be fine with Etienne there if that, like Adams and a whole bunch of other wide receivers. I feel like I have in the same tier, so it was tough to really go that way.
Sure.
Gerard says, "You guys worried about Burrow this year?" Not really. I think there's been enough time for him to recover from his surgery, and expecting a bounce back. Personally, I don't know about you.
Yeah, I agree. Not necessarily worried. I think a lot of people were worried. You know, remember last year? Think about the people that everyone was worried about. The quarterback everyone was worried about last year, and look where he finished.
Well,
If he stayed
who is
healthy, Tua Tags.
Right.
Remember, a lot of people were saying you shouldn't draft Tua. He finished as top 10 quarterback this past year. Obviously, different injuries, but I'm perfectly fine with Joe Burrow coming into this year.
Yeah. Joel says he loves seeing me embrace our round 2 running back. I wasn't really embracing it. I was forced into it.
No. You're embracing it
without my own
You were
will.
saying, you know what? I think this is the right way to draft this year, and that's what you did. I get it.
That's exactly what I said.
Nico Collins at the 2.8. I don't think we've seen him go this high. I don't think it is. I would say this. I don't think that this is a bad move if you're not in love with the players here. Now,
Here's
you
my
tell me how
problem
you.
with the second round is like everyone outside the first 3 picks feel like third round picks to me.
Well, I guess Nico went
Outside
at
of
the 2.10 in the
Saquon,
last
Marvin,
mock.
and Drake, everyone else feels like a third round pick. You know what I mean? Devontae Adams, I think, should be going in the third round. Etienne, Collins, Achane, Ayuk, Henry.
Sure.
They all feel like they should be going in the third round, and no one feels like really all that exciting.
Yeah, so last time Nico went at the 2.10 in our last mock draft in the 2.11, so I guess that's around his range there. And then you get a run here with Kelsey, Laporta, DJ Moore, Jalen Waddle going off the board there.
Jalen Waddle in the third round. Love me some Waddle this year. See, like, is Waddle really a worse pick than Ayuk in the second round? Or Adams in the first? You know, it's like, or London. Are we sure London is going to give you that big of a difference in points per game between Waddle and London? It's really tough. Michael says mid to end of the second round is rough this year. Bridleton, I agree. Second round's rough. Give me the load. Famous words from Travis Kelce. Yes. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did.
I was like, there's no way this is like actually what he said.
I want to try something really fast.
I can't find it, but that was pretty funny.
Let's go quarterback.
All
Let's
right,
try
Josh
it.
Allen off the board. Son, what's up, man? He says, join the Mother Flocker through domain and then followed all the creators on the website. You guys do a
That's
great
awesome.
job. I appreciate you, man. That is kind of
Appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. And, you know, going back to that second round conversation, wouldn't we just punt that second round conversation and maybe go for a quarterback?
Well, that's what I'm starting to think.
Because I mean, yeah, you're not excited about getting, you know, like you said, Ayuk at the 2.10, or I don't know if you said Mike Evans or Nico Collins. Might as well get your QB1, right? Then a wide receiver, what range 10 to 14. and then pivot and then get these other guys that you can potentially get in the 4th, 5th round.
Yeah. This is disgusting.
Because that's how I felt just then in the 3rd round. It's like,
you know what? I'm gonna go onesie position, but I'll go McBride.
Yeah,
I want to try that out.
Definitely trying that out as well here with the quarterback, because I think that could be the play potentially this year, even though we're not necessarily huge on getting quarterbacks in the top rounds because the values they can get on quarterbacks in a 1 quarterback league at the end, it's pretty incredible still. So let's just try that out. This is why we mock, right?
Yeah. Scribble says Saul Waddle go in round 4. Yeah, he's going way too late right now. I kind of agree. What's up, Cole? Doing good, man. Can't promise another mock after this. We'll see. We'll see what the vibes are.
You know, vibes.
Brizzleton says, yeah, that makes sense. Push the whole 2nd round back. It's because of this whole idea that you can't take a quarterback earlier. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I think that's why maybe it feels exciting to take like Gibbs and Saquon. Let's see what Anselmo gets here, and we're gonna be like, "Holy shit, that's a phenomenal start potentially."
Well, the more I'm thinking about it, I think I love the 110 to the 112 this year
because you can get those wide receivers and then get the running backs in the 3rd, 4th.
The end of the 3rd round, you're looking at all these names, you're like, yeah, these are great options. Beginning of the 2nd, you're like, yes, these players make sense, but mid to end of 2nd, it just feels gross. So I think I actually love like the 111 and the 112 this year, which is kind of crazy to say.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, you know what's funny? A guy that won our league, remember our home league? Jack missed the whole draft. They gave him all running backs and tight end, and the guy won the league.
So yeah, he was on a camping trip in a home league, and his whole team was auto draft, and it was mostly running backs, and somehow the guy won the league. It was that's the beauty of fantasy football. There's this awesome randomness to the game.
Yeah. All right, so we have 3 quarterbacks: Allen, Hurts, Lamar, and let's see where Solomon's at here. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I was contemplating a wide receiver at 3-6, and he's still available here.
Yeah, same. There's a couple that's why I went tight end, because there's a couple names I still think are worthy of being drafted here.
That wasn't him.
It does feel kind of disgusting knowing Josh Jacobs is available here, and I went running back 2 times in a row.
So it wasn't these 2 guys, but still, wide receivers that were available, I would have gone that way, which would have meant Gibbs, Saquon, and those 2 wide receivers that I felt more comfortable with.
Cameron says everyone's hating on the 2nd this year like we weren't taking Higgins, Smith, and Waddle in the 2nd last year. My question to you, Cameron, is how did that work out for us, though? How did it work out drafting those players in the 2nd round?
You hate Higgins. You didn't love Devonta Smith, and Jalen Waddle. You didn't love what he did.
No.
So I think the same
finish on a per game basis, he was great, but he was injured. I mean,
I think that's kind of the conversation, though, Cameron, because that's what we're saying. Like, we're getting these guys, and it's like, well, we don't really know what they're going to be doing.
The range of outcome is so large compared to like early round 2, first couple picks, or late round 1. The range of outcome feels just as big as like a round 3 pick. But I mean, Cameron, let us know if you see it differently potentially. Sun says, I think this will be a season where we hate the 2nd round and then everyone will be a stud. Hey, I'd love that. That would be awesome.
All right, so Pacheco off the board there. Mark Andrews, phenomenal value there at the 4-2. I was hoping for him to fall at the 4-7, which is exciting there. So I think that's a good pick there by Cajun. Now Arnov, which we haven't seen in a minute. There goes Josh Jacobs. Now you're on the board here.
Yeah, I think I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think regardless here, I'm okay with who I'm going to be getting. I think there's 3 wide receivers that I'm okay with.
There's still like 3 names I really would be happy with here.
Yeah. And one of those guys I was contemplating at the 3-6.
Same, at the 308.
So
I'm gonna grab. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna grab
Oh,
DK
boy.
here. I'm gonna grab DK at the
Okay.
405. There's
Okay,
literally
DK Metcalf.
3 names I wanted there. I've kind of gone full circle on DK Metcalf in the last literally month, and you know some of our viewers might be confused. We talk about this every time we're on the redraft channel, but when you are in dynasty mode, you're thinking about a lot of factors in your rankings. When you're in redraft mode, the only thing that our goal is to do is to project out every single player, every single offense, what we project them to do with changes, and what that would look statistically. So we have a model where we project every single player. With Ryan Grubb coming over from Washington, I do think DK has a chance, a real legitimate chance to bounce back this year in a pretty big way. I mean, he's been, not that he's been bad, but he's just been underwhelming. He's just been completely average. I think with this change, I think they're going to throw the ball a lot more. And DK, I don't think that pick is going to tank my team, is what I would say. No pun intended.
Dalton Kincaid there.
Michael says Andrew's my favorite tight end pick this year. Usually is the last of the elite guys and could still be tight end 1. Yeah, I like Andrews too.
Yeah, I agree. I do like Andrews as well.
At least these are wide receiver 1s on their team this year. Mostly my point. I get it. I mean, but Nico Collins got 3 guys to compete with.
Well, I mean, I guess the argument
Brandon
is
Ayuk
like,
has got how many weapons to compete with? I mean, he's got to repeat extreme efficiency. He didn't have much volume last year. Evans, I get. I don't know, man. I think it's tough. Sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say?
no, I was gonna agree with you. I think Evans, I get. Olave, I get. I think DJ Moore, you have competition. Waddle, you have competition. Nico, you have competition. Ayuk, you have competition. Those are, what's that? 5 wide receivers that went in the end of the second round. Well, I guess early third
Adams
to
has
mid-third.
been super dominant from a target share perspective, but his points per game is going down every year since leaving Green Bay. They just added Brock Bowers. What is his role? You know, it's Adams is still the clear 1, but it's just some question marks. So Tank Dell. I was thinking about Tank Dell from the pick 308 onwards.
Mm-hmm.
He's still one of my favorite picks. You get in on the Texans wide receiver room, and you get in at the cheapest price point. 411. We saw Nico Collins at the 208. The range of outcome is similar, in my opinion. Stephon Diggs at the 309. Tank Dell at the 411. If Metcalf wasn't there, I think Tank would have been my pick.
Yeah, I have Debo Samuel 1 spot ahead of Tank Dell. I was contemplating Debo there at the 3-6. But Tank Dell, I think he should be going ahead of Pittman and Devonta Smith personally. I would be taking Tank Dell over both of those guys, but I know maybe we disagree. Not we, but like the community would potentially disagree with me on that.
It's a tough one to digest. I can't figure that one out just yet. But Sun says in redraft, are you guys okay with stacking quarterback, running back, and wide receiver or tight end from the same team? I don't mind it. It's just where you do it, right? So, like, I'm not gonna draft like Amon-Ra and Gibbs. Like maybe Amon-Ra and Gibbs, but just like as an example, I'm probably not going to take Tyreek and Devon Achane in my first 2 picks. I don't want that much stock of one offense relying on it so heavily. But if you're telling me you go like Chase in the 5th round and then you get Zach Moss in like way later, I don't mind that because of the cost. But I don't like the idea of like stacking so heavily. It really depends on what each player is going to cost me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, getting a stack is great, but I'm not forcing this all
neither
for sure.
Man, Pickens at the 505. I think that might be the steal of the draft. Can I tell you something scary?
I'm listening.
I got Pickens over Stephon Diggs in my projections right now.
I don't think that's scary.
Is that crazy?
I don't think that's scary because I'm not a big Stephon Diggs believer in that offense.
Okay.
So I personally don't think that's scary. I love that pick. I wanted Amari Cooper. I think Amari Cooper is underrated. I think Amari Cooper can easily finish as a top 12 wide receiver this year with Deshaun Watson. especially with those spans that we saw Amari Cooper with Deshaun Watson. I think it was 5 games. I bought Amari Cooper as a buy low or win now. I forgot what video I brought him in, but I think Amari Cooper extremely underrated. We saw how efficient he was last year. Obviously, that was with you know that quarterback carousel. But Deshaun Watson, when he was with Deshaun Watson, he was Deshaun Watson. Amari Cooper was Deshaun Watson's favorite target.
Yeah, by far.
So
So
yeah,
last year, he
I
had
freaking
24%
love it.
of the target share. The year before, 26. He is thriving on big plays, though. I want Watson to be more consistent, and I want it to come with more simple plays to get him involved in the offense. But I'd say top 12 with the additions in the draft this year feels a little too high for me. But I think he has a
Okay.
pretty comfortable, like, top 20 outcome. Like,
Yeah, where's he
wide
going
receiver
here?
1 weeks with a wide receiver 2 finish feels like the outcome for me
10,
for Amari.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 28. Wide receiver 28 off the board there.
Yeah, that feels like a very easy pick to me.
Yeah, no question. No question.
Update on our like goal, which we haven't set. Let's set it at 40. Can we get 40 likes? We're currently at 29, which is incredible. Thank you for the love. Go ahead and hit that like button. Maybe you're watching from the Dynasty channel and you haven't subscribed yet, or maybe you just found us. Go ahead and subscribe as well to the channel. We appreciate y'all big time. TX says, my thing with the bench size is you could, if it's small, you could screw yourself during bye weeks. Gerard says, based on ADP, which Packers wide receiver do you like the most? Well, funnily enough, none of them will come off the board. So let's talk about that. Remind us when those guys come off the board. Cameron says, I feel you. The second might be tough for a few years. Appreciate the input. We appreciate your input as well. Yeah, we always love gleaning, information from everyone in the community. So Zay Flowers was someone I was really considering at the 508. You could make a case that Zay Flowers, second-year player, good production in year one. Like, the range of outcomes for him might even be higher than Amari Cooper. But obviously, you're in an offense that you can't rely on volume the way you really want to.
No. You cannot here. So a sell them all, starting 2 running backs here, 3 wide receivers. Once again, I would have done it a little bit differently. If that was a Cooper Kupp and a Deebo Samuel, or a Cooper Kupp and a Tank Dell at the 3-12 and the 4-1, I think that feels more comfortable in my eyes. I understand getting Michael Pittman. I know a lot of people believe in Michael Pittman with Anthony Richardson. He goes Christian Kirk here. So he's getting these anchor RBs and hitting on the wide receivers late. Which, once again, I think it works. It just depends on the wide receivers that you get. Like, I feel more comfortable with all these other wide receivers. I'm okay taking, I don't mind taking Jackson Smith and Jigba there, and then Christian Kirk at the 6-1.
I kind of love TX's start here. I'm not gonna lie to you. Puka, Marvin, Lamar, with the stack of Andrews, and 2 starters who, any week could be a top 10 running back. Might not be consistent, but I kind of like that start from him. And again, it just shows the value of the running back spot down the board. I really think it depends on where you are on the board, because the draft really falls to you in a way where I feel you have to take advantage of certain positions in certain spots on the board. Like, yeah, I had to go Jonathan Taylor or Etienne at 205. I felt like I would have forced something else if I did. Yeah. So yeah. Let's see what's going to happen right before me. Michael says, I don't know if there's too many mouths to feed in Houston. Noah Brown and Woods got 130 targets between the two. Just needs to be consolidated. The issue is you're adding in a guy with Stephon Diggs who in the last 4 years has demanded over 150 targets. So I get it, but you're adding him. You're also adding Mixon, who's, averaging 60-plus targets a year. I don't know. I get where you're coming from, though. But I think there is an outcome that people really won't like to hear, in which we're disappointed in quite a few names.
What are you thinking here?
I might take the first Packers wide receiver. Or we're going to go with the or. We're going to grab Terry McLaurin here. The bet on Terry McLaurin is the bet on Jaden Daniels. If you think Jaden Daniels can support a wide receiver year one, to be fair, was it the chicken or the egg? Because he had both Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr., who ended up being first-round picks. He supported them, but of course college is very different to the NFL. But if Jaden Daniels is a really good player from day one, then I probably got to steal with the clear number one alpha in Washington. So there was a couple other names there that I was considering, but range of outcomes there for Terry, I think I'll take him there at the 605.
Yeah, makes sense there. And there goes Jaden Reed. I'll take him in there at the 6'7".
I was thinking about him for sure.
Yeah, I don't mind taking Reed there. Rashee Rice. I think it's interesting how people just consistently still take him in the 6th round, which I don't think I guess is wrong.
No.
But like, if he's suspended for those 6 games, he's not taking. We're not taking him there.
If he plays an entire year, I think he goes multiple rounds ahead of this.
Agreed.
But
100% agree.
Obviously, right now we're in this unknown phase where we just really don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. So,
but even if it's 4 games, if like 4 games suspended, you're taking him here?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
And it's funny because all the reports out of camp is that Rashee Rice is just dominating every single practice, dominating the targets, making huge plays, and all my dynasty teams love to hear that report. We biasly love to hear that report. Matt says, do the fellas answer dynasty questions on this channel? Sure.
Yeah, man. Whatever questions you have, we'll definitely try and get to them.
We can't guarantee everyone, but
yeah,
we'll try and get through the chat. Cinnamon Brizzleton says, you sniped him on Reed. Michael says they'll have to be efficient. Yep, I agree. I agree.
Calvin Ridley off the board there. Ramondre Stevenson, I think, is another good value. I love Ramondre Stevenson at that 6'10". I think he will have a great bounce back year. A year removed, finishing as a top 12, so a top 10 running back. Dealt with a lot of injuries this past year. I know Antonio Gibson is there, but I'm not necessarily too concerned about Antonio Gibson taking extreme amount of production away from Ramondre Stevenson personally.
Okay. Kyle Pitts in the 7th makes me feel like a fool for taking McBride in the 3rd. That is such a good pick. And a tight end premium, by the way. Tight end premium format.
And a tight end premium.
I love Ladd. I was hoping Ladd was going to fall to me. He doesn't. That's okay.
I'm going to take a guy that we just made a video on, and you're not going to like it.
Don't do it. Oh, you son of a bitch. I was setting it up to grab him.
Dude, there's 2 guys there. There's 2 guys there that I do like. I think Deontay Johnson, once again, we just made a video. You'll see that here in the next coming days. I'm coming around.
Wide receivers I'm coming around. Thin, though. There's a couple good options, then it gets thin after this round.
Yes, there is a couple good options. I see one more good option. Let's see if you're on the same page there. But I'm loving the start. I'm loving the start. I mean, getting Josh Allen, my quarterback there. I got Etienne, Alvin, Amon-Ra, Debo, Reed, Deontay. Shoot. Yeah. They can't stop me if they stop me. You feel me? Let's make this a $200 league. Let's do it.
You want me to feel you? All right, Najee Harris off the board. It has to be wide receiver for me here. It's getting thin. There's 2 names that really stand out. And, oh, damn. Oh, my gosh. How do I make this decision? If I knew Rice was suspended, this would be very easy. Man. Did DeAndre Hopkins already go? Am I retarded? Oh, excuse me. My bad.
You shouldn't have said that. But like,
family-friendly stream. I'm so sorry.
He didn't go.
All right. I'll grab DeAndre Hopkins here.
Okay, good. I was going to say that Don't let him fall. I figured it would be between Deontay and DeAndre.
Yeah, DeAndre, great value there. He and Calvin both go in round 7. Excuse me for the language. I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't have said that. My bad. Everyone's welcome here, and we make mistakes, so my bad. Joel says Lad for Rookie of the Year. Speak it into existence.
Look it up.
Pitts with an older quarterback that was feeding Hawk. Yeah, I'll take it, Brizzleton says. Gator says, what are Stroud and A-Rich ranked for you guys? Haven't checked the site recently. Yeah, so at the moment for redraft, our rankings are in the best ball section.
Mm-hmm. I don't have my rankings.
You don't have yours up yet. For me,
No.
I got CJ at 5.
Yes.
And A-Rich should be higher than this. So that's a glitch, but
Look, I'm it's struggling between Anthony Richardson. I think you can see Anthony Richardson, like right now he's going ahead of Joe Burrow. I'm not necessarily sure if I can do that. Now I'm questioning it because I do agree it's the rushing upside, but
the range of outcome for him is what's exciting. But the difficult part is his price. This is not a scenario in which you're getting Lamar Jackson in year 2 at the end of your draft and he wins you the league. This is not a scenario where you're betting on Hurts year 2 to rush for a bunch of touchdowns. This is you're spending a top 5 round pick, and I promise you it will only get higher. He's probably going to be a 4th round pick when all is said and done.
Yeah.
It's just tough to stomach at that price when I think there are options that are just as good multiple rounds later.
Yeah, I would be taking Burrow or Anthony Richardson. But I even question the other quarterbacks that I don't want to mention that haven't gone off the board yet either.
Yes.
I think there's a wide range of where Anthony Richardson can go. I think you're betting on the rushing upside alone, which I think is worth enough.
Yeah.
But I think the risk is too high to take him in the top 5 rounds where there's other quarterbacks there that I feel safer with.
Here's the thing. He could easily, if he did what he did last year, be the quarterback 1 in fantasy this year. But
he had 4 rushing touchdowns in the 2 games he played full. So like
there's just so much range of outcome with him. You have to decide what your conviction really is.
Yeah. I agree. It's definitely tough.
I love the Raheem Mostert pick. Man, that's a fantastic pick. I love Daniel Macy. Every time you and I draft together, I'm just like, yeah, that team's great. You're killing it. Every single time. Got the Chase Burrow stack, didn't force it. Killing it, bro. Absolutely killing it.
Oh, it's cold. All right. Pollard, Godwin, Brooks here. Arcelimo's taking Jordan Addison.
Great pick. That was next up for me.
Yeah, we have a couple guys in the lineup here. Oh.
I can't say anything, but I made a pretty big change to one backfield in particular this week in my projections.
Okay. Pretty big change. I'm interested to know who that is.
That's a good pick. I'm going to change it to 30 seconds on the clock now, by the way, as we're getting deeper into this draft.
$30 on the clock.
D-Hop Stealer. Dar says, got that Mahomes worthy stack. I like that. Okay, well, he goes off the board there. The Cincinnati backfield, in my projections, I think it's going to be Zach Moss. I think it's Zach Moss.
Okay.
And that's based off of some names in the industry that I trust that are heavily concerned about Chase Brown's ability to pass protect. So I think it's going to be Zach Moss. I think he will be the clear, unquestioned guy. And it's leading me to really not trust Chase Brown at all. I think Zach Moss is the dude. He's just so good in pass protection. I'm going to take Kyler Murray here, who, by the way, I have ranked higher than Anthony Richardson. I know that might be controversial, but that's where I'm coming, like, range of outcomes.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would take
exactly
quarterbacks ahead of Anthony
Kyler
Richardson.
Murray feels like he has just as high of an outcome as Anthony Richardson. You could make a case that A-Rich's ceiling is much higher, but median range of outcomes, I'm not sure Kyler Murray can't give you what A-Rich can. You got 5 seconds here.
Yeah, I have somebody in my queue. I'll take Tyler Lockett here.
Okay.
I was just contemplating on where I'm interested to see where this person falls. I think I would personally take him if he was available in a real league here, even though let's just wait and see where he goes before I influence the draft. Cinnamon.
All right. I kind of love this team. Metcalf, Cooper, McLaurin, Hopkins, Kyler, McBride. We got the McBride stack. Trey Benson off the board at the 8-10.
Now Tebow's on the clock here.
Steelers plan on making third-year wide receiver George Pickens more versatile in his formation alignments this season. He confirmed to reporters at minicamp on Wednesday that he's playing in the slot more than ever in the new offense under Arthur Smith. That's interesting. Saints tight end Juwan Johnson suffered a lower leg injury and is expected to miss a good amount of time.
Per source.
Yeah.
Per sources.
Source says. All right.
Honestly, this coach being index just really
game changer.
It's a game changer. Then it just gets you second questioning everything that you think. It's like, oh shit, did he actually say that?
Yeah. So Dak Prescott and Brock Purdy come off the board. That makes me happy that I went Kyler Murray. I was looking at the board and I saw the two guys on the end who didn't have a quarterback. And I thought, what's the chances if I leave Kyler that they take one? But then you're starting to get those guys having to take quarterback in round 10. That's unlikely. So I did pull Kyler at the 805. There Jordan Love goes. So
Good quarterbacks there for Brizzleton. CJ Stroud, Jordan Love.
I'm sure this is not what team 9 and 12 were hoping for this round.
Jalen Warren, Christian. Okay, I'm about to say, man, Christian Watson. Damn, 3 rounds later. I was about to take him at the 8-7 and say, I'm just going to stack it. But he falls. I almost got him there. So, and I've said this multiple times. I think he can easily be number 1 if he stays healthy, but I'm putting my money on Reed to be the guy. I'll take Njoku here because I know Titan's not going to come back to me there.
Right, Njoku's off the board. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit surprised that Tajay Spears is still available. I feel like I have to draft him now that I said his name. But with Pollard going at the 709, I'm surprised Tajay fell that far. That certainly doesn't reflect the way the Dynasty community ranks these two players. So I wonder what the dealio is. But I'm going to grab Gus Edwards. We're going to grab Gus Edwards here.
Tajay Spears is a really great guy, but Gus Edwards.
Well, no, all I'm saying is I'm surprised that Pollard went 2 rounds ahead and he's still available.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
But I think Gus has a chance to pull off a Jamal Williams, David Montgomery type of season where he just gets double-digit touchdowns. Dallin Hawker stock is up. That's true. Sun says, first year doing Dynasty, what age do you think is too old to draft? Honestly, I don't think any age is too old to draft. I think it all comes down to where you draft them, right? Like, for example, a guy like Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, we're not drafting them anywhere near the first 4 rounds because they're not someone that we can project multiple years into the future. But if I'm on a team and, I'm in the 6th round, they're available, 7th round, I have no problem drafting them. I'm not going to put them off my board because of their age. I know that they're going to give me production.
Yeah.
Same thing with the running back position. The running back position, to an even further extent, we view that in 1 year windows. So a guy like Derrick Henry does not scare me in Dynasty if I want to compete for the next 2 years. In fact, I have him ranked as a top 15 running back right now. So at the end of the day, the goal isn't to build the youngest team. The goal is to win a championship. So it's all based off of ADP versus, what's available.
Yeah. I agree. I think there's an even balance. Just trying to understand, understanding the ADP, understanding where these guys go, and understanding, where these values are for some of these players, which I think is pretty significant when you are trying to build a team.
Yeah.
Maybe that is an older team or a win now team or a hybrid team or young team. Yeah.
No, I get it.
And Sutton, I know you said that you were new here. We do have a Dynasty channel. If you didn't know that, unless maybe you found us on the Dynasty channel, but this is our redraft channel. We do have another Dynasty channel, or another channel, which is our Dynasty channel. I'm pretty sure that link is in the description. So if you want to check that out, definitely do, but no pressure.
Romeo Dobbs comes off the board. I got an idea here. Let's see if I... Damn it!
Okay, awesome. Curtis Samuel, yeah, it's a great one.
Oh, man. Oh, that's frustrating. I really think people are underestimating Curtis Samuel as a potential number one target on that offense.
I agree.
But
he's gonna be in my video that's coming out this week as well.
I drafted this player last time. I'm gonna draft him again. He's old, but he's on a high passing volume offense, and I think he is going to return ADP, no questions asked. I might be taking him a round or two too early, but I don't want him to be on someone else's team. So I'm going to grab Brandon Cooks here, who, once he finally got assimilated to the Cowboys offense, really became a reliable flex option. So
agreed.
Now at my flex spot, I can start Gus Edwards, Brandon Cooks, and I'm kind of loving this team right now.
That's who I had on my queue. That's who was next. All right, well then I'll pivot here. I'll go running back position. I don't know why he's not going higher, but I'll take Jerome Ford. I know a lot of people are believing in Nick Chubb. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see him coming back and being the same. Let me just say this. If he comes back, that's phenomenal. But I don't think he instantly comes into Nick Chubb type of workload where it's those 22 plus carries that he was getting. I just don't see that from Nick Chubb, not after this injury. So,
and also after after a guy like Jerome Ford gave them good production, he was like a good option for them. So yeah, I kind of get it as well. I just think the Cleveland backfield, I don't think anyone knows where to draft these guys until like preseason game 3.
Yeah.
There's so much more information we still need on that backfield before we make any assumptions. Huh?
Kareem's not still on the team, is
No,
he? No,
Kareem Hunt's gone.
But it's just Jerome Ford, Nyheim Hines there, Deontay Foreman. So I'm pretty confident if Nick Chubb is not there, it's going to be Jerome Ford, yeah.
It's a good pick based off ADP, no doubt.
All right, let's see where.
Mike Williams off the board. They talked about Mike. It made me a little hesitant to draft him this year. I love the Jaden Daniels pick. But they talked about working him in the way they worked in Breece Hall. And you could take that two ways. Wow, well, Breece Hall was a league winner, right, to end the season. The other way you could take it is we got a veteran wide receiver on a 1-year deal that they're going to slowly work into the rotation.
And hopefully that if we do go all the way, he can be utilized in the second half of the season.
Yeah, so there's potential for sure, but it does concern me slightly the verbiage that was used is what I'd say.
That's okay. All right, I'll take Shakira here.
Not a bad pick there.
Shakira. Dun, 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 dun. Still a wide receiver 1 out there. I can't believe it.
You
He's
should
always
take him.
here. He's always here. No, because I know he's gonna come back to me. Unless someone's gonna take him.
I was gonna say probably not anymore.
Nah. If you've taken him, that means you believe in him. Take him. Talk him up.
I'll take someone who I believe in, and you're not ready for it.
Let's see. I have him on my.
So
Is he a
I
running
got
back?
the cheapest buy-in of the Jordan Love receivers. Welcome Dontavion
Oh, yeah.
Wicks at the 11-8. I've said this many
Huge
times.
mistake.
I would not be surprised if Dontavion Wicks ends up being a starter for this team. I wouldn't be surprised if he overtakes Christian Watson. I'm not saying it's my expectations. All I'm saying is it would not surprise me. I do believe, based off a lot of good information and research, that he is the better overall receiver. I do think Watson's a better athlete, but Wicks is incredible after the catch. He is dominant over the middle of the field. His route tree is expansive. All those things that I'm mentioning outside of Yak, Christian Watson is not good at. He's not good at consistently getting open over the middle of the field. His route tree isn't expanded very much. So don't be surprised if Wicks ends up being the wide receiver 2 on this team. I know not everybody agrees, but I'll take him off the board. We had Dobbs in the 10th round. We had Watson in the 9th, Reed in the 6th. I'll take Wicks there. And I was hoping Kendre Miller would come back to me, but damn it looks like TX is a Saints fan, so that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, and then down in Baton Rouge, down in Louisiana, Baton Rouge, little crawfish. I can't do that accent.
TX likes the Cooks pick.
Oi, TX, you speak Creole? I'll come Baton Rouge, brother. You give me some good I've actually never had crawfish. You ever had crawfish before?
I don't like seafood.
Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah, sorry.
That's just a spit in Texcation's face.
Unlucky. I'm sorry. Imagine when
He
we
said
were in
no. He doesn't
Thailand.
even-
Everyone wanted seafood in Thailand. I was like, y'all got anything else?
You got anything?
Joe says I'm in on Cooks as well. Bo Melton into the chat. True, Styles. Love the Wicks picks. Brizzleton says have about half my leagues. TX says gotta pay you back for taking like 5 of my guys. He says I'm in Dallas. Well, hopefully your Mavs can turn it around then, because it's looking rough at the moment.
Aren't they playing right now?
I don't know. If they
Let's
are, don't
see.
tell me.
Yes, they are playing right now. Second
Okay.
quarter right now.
Yes, I'm excited to watch that. I'll say Luka has not complained to the refs as much as he did in previous series. That's been nice to see. He's an all-world talent, man.
And maybe that's the reason why they won.
They're
he needs to
losing.
complain more.
Yeah.
He needs to complain. He needs to pick it back up.
Yeah, potentially. I got a pick here that's gonna blow your mind.
Is it a running back? Because I hope it's not.
It's not a running back.
Okay, good.
I was shocked at how high I had this name statted out in my projections. Y'all know I love this guy on the Dynasty channel. One of my favorite rookies coming into the class. Definitely a my guy. But Jermaine Burton, man, I think this dude has a chance to put up some serious numbers as a rookie. Not sure if T. Higgins will stay or if he will go. He's probably going to stay. He's probably going to be there on that franchise tag. But I just think Jermaine Burton out of the slot. No disrespect to Tyler Boyd. I think he's an upgraded version. And the good thing about Jermaine is he can play all over the field. So guess what? If they want to trade T. Higgins, that's okay. Jermaine can play everywhere. He's got the route tree. He's got the release package. He's got the experience. So I'll take him off the board there at the 12:05. As we see, Wright, Dowdle. That's a good pick, Badaki. Rico Dowdle.
Yeah,
12th.
I love Dowdle here. I think he's a better value, personally. I think he's going to be the guy in this backfield. I think Zeke is going to be here. I don't think he's going to be playing the old Zeke role. I think he'll be the goal line guy, Zeke. But I think Rico potentially could be taking over that Tony Pollard role. Maybe I'm wrong. We haven't seen too much of that passing opportunity given to Rico in the past. So I wonder if he can take over that backfield. I need to just go back and just watch all of this Rico Dowdle carries.
Yeah. By the way,
It's interesting to see.
we're 2 likes away from 40, which was our goal in today's stream. Do us a favor, hit that like button if you've yet to do so, and obviously subscribe if you are a lurker. Welcome. Joe says, I have Wicks in all my leagues. Darth says, shrimp and crawdad.
Crawdad.
Carlos, what's up, man? Did you see that Jaleel news? No, are you talking about the report that just came out? They basically said his snap share will depend on how he does in pass protection. Is that the report that you're talking about? Because I did see that. And it makes a lot of sense. If they can't trust you to pass protect, they can't put you on the field, which is why I'm out on Chase Brown.
Chase Brown, downtown, wide receiver one off the board.
Why was Travion Williams their second running back all last year for the most part? I don't know, dude.
One off the board.
Troy Franklin, great pick.
Yeah, that's what I wanted here. Let's take Michael Wilson here.
I like it. Hey, anybody been seeing the Jalen McMillan love? I mean, I'm obsessed with it. You guys know I'm obsessed with it, but the way the coaching staff talks about him, how they're already saying he's clearly above Trey Palmer, has already reached that threshold, how he might play in 2 wide receiver sets, how he can play over the field. I am loving the talk out of camp right now. Not sure if anyone else is hearing it along with me. I'll go ahead and take a guy that there's a chance he has a higher role than I'm anticipating right now, Ty Chandler. I think it's definitely Aaron Jones' backfield, but Aaron Jones has been injured before quite frequently as of recent. And if he goes down, Ty Chandler's the next guy there. No questions about it.
Yeah, and I think that's why I'm a little bit hesitant on Aaron Jones. I think the injuries are a little bit concerning, and I don't think he automatically is going to be, this workhorse. I think they're going to have a little bit of rotation. I think they'll have Aaron Jones will lead the backfield in snaps and opportunities. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's more of a rotation there with Aaron Jones. And I think I just want to avoid that backfield as a whole.
Funnily enough, Aaron Jones has never been like a, 80-70% snap player, though.
Exactly.
So I think he's still going to be pretty good.
I think he will as well. I just don't love, I guess, where's his price? Because I think he was going, I think I'll still take Alvin Kamara over him. I'll take Monty, Ramondre Stevenson.
I agree with some of those names for sure.
That's kind of the range where he's going around. And
I would take Kamara over him. I'm not sure about the other names, but
I'll take Monty and Stevenson over Aaron Jones. But that's how I don't know. That's how I feel. I'm a little bit hesitant on him, but would love to be wrong.
Okay, so SLMO goes double quarterback to end with Cousins and Lawrence.
Yeah, going very last pick there.
Goddard. I was about to draft him and get a second tight end. It's a tight end premium format. I think Goddard is being buried by the fantasy and dynasty community, and I don't think he should be.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a very good pick in both formats and a great trade target.
All right, let's see.
Luke Musgrave comes off the board. What do you think about Marvin Mims, by the way? I mean, I know he hasn't been drafted, but do you buy this whole Sean Payton, now that Judy's gone, we can play him? I'll take Roman Wilson here, by the way.
I think there's a little bit of belief there, but I think you need to take everything that Sean Payton says with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the real guy who's been shining at camp right now.
Yeah.
Phenomenal at camp. I would take him every single time. Give me some Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
But yeah, I think you need to take it with a grain of salt. But I wonder if he couldn't release Marvin Mims over Judy because maybe, I don't know, like if he didn't like him, he just don't play Judy.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think maybe he was trying to play Judy to get
value.
Exactly. But I mean, that clearly didn't work because what Judy went? What did he go for? Wasn't it like a fourth?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like he didn't
Um,
get much out of it, but I guess that was enough for him, maybe.
Sean Payton on Coach Speak Index, which by the way, they have. I'll show you how much information they compile, but usage and workload trustworthy rate is right there in the middle. That's pretty bad. I mean, you look at like let's just look at some other coaches, for example, like the Lions. Let's see, usage work like most of them are kind of closer towards that trustworthy rate. And this is based off conversations and then what they've actually done. I mean, let's look at the Niners, for example, just as another team. Yeah, you can see most of them are quite trustworthy. Let's look at the Ravens. Quite trustworthy when it comes to usage and workload. But you look at a guy like Sean Payton, really one of the least trustworthy guys when it comes to usage and workload, coach speak talk, if you will. And on this site, they have 120 seasons of NFL coach speak, which, in short, it's a short way to explain that is a ton of information, a ton of years, decades of information compiled into like, does this coach do what they say they're gonna do? But this was fun. This was fun. I liked this draft.
Yeah, this draft is fun. Some good values here. I love it. Sleepers coming through.
That is probably it for today. I know people are asking us to run it back, but yeah, exactly. TX says if the boys don't run it back, maybe we can throw one in the Discord. Why don't you guys utilize the Discord channel? We have a mock draft section that's for users. That's for our members. Actually, it's for any member on the site. Any member on the site can access that, but you can also use the general tab here if you want to pop in a mock draft link and you guys keep it rolling. We got a lot of content to edit for you guys. The draft guide we're working on over here for the redraft season is going to blow your mind, I think.
Yeah.
But Carlos says there was a sleeper report from Broncos reporter that he's projected to be the starter. Also asks if Williams will make the team. Might be smoke, but it's interesting. That is interesting.
Yeah, Javonte Williams. Yeah, I saw that report.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a bit surprising there.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but what I have been seeing is how much praise every single time we talk about Bo Nix, bro, light years ahead. Amazing quarterback. Oh, we're so excited about how he's like everything about Bo Nix is nothing negative.
And to be fair, a lot of people said that it was the wrong pick, so he's probably not going to say anything negative, even if he thinks it. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah,
it is good to see. We do like Bo Nix over here, but
yeah,
that's it for today, guys. We appreciate y'all big time. Thanks for joining us. Hit that like button. We got a video out on the channel right now where Badaki and I go through 6 rookies that we are drafting in redraft leagues that we think could be league winners. So just click right on our channel. Go watch that video. We also have a video out there where I tell you 10 names that I'm not drafting this year. So much content coming out for y'all. We appreciate you. All love. See you soon. Have a good night.
Love.